My husband reconnected with his high school sweetheart behind my back. I 30F have been married to my 32-year-old husband for 4 years after dating for 3, and I genuinely believed we had a stable, honest marriage until a few months ago when he casually mentioned that he had reconnected with his high school sweetheart. He said it so offhandedly, like it was nothing more than an old friend popping up in his messages. She apparently reached out because she found an old yearbook photo and wanted to catch up. I did not think anything of it at first because I am not the jealous type and I believe adults should be able to maintain friendships. But then the messaging became a nightly ritual. I would wake up at midnight or 1 in the morning and see the glow of his phone lighting up his face as he typed, smiling at the screen. When I asked who he was texting, he would say, "Oh, she's just going through a tough time, I'm being nice." But the way he started angling his body away from me, turning the screen, lowering the brightness, those were the signs that made my stomach twist. People who have nothing to hide do not suddenly change their phone habits overnight. It escalated quietly but steadily. First, he started keeping his phone on silent. Then he began locking it with a new passcode he forgot to mention. Then he started taking it with him even just to throw away trash or walk to the mailbox. I felt crazy for noticing these changes, but every instinct in my body was screaming that something was wrong. Whenever I brought it up, he acted like I was overreacting, calling it normal catching up. But it did not feel normal when he laughed at his phone more than he laughed with me. It did not feel normal when I walked into a room and he immediately locked the screen. It did not feel normal when I realized he was sharing things with her that he no longer bothered sharing with me. The first big crack came when his parents visited for dinner. We were all sitting around the table, and out of nowhere his mother asked if I had met her yet. I asked who she meant, and she said my husband's high school sweetheart's name with this warm, nostalgic smile that made my blood go cold. His dad chimed in immediately, laughing, saying, "Oh, those two were inseparable. We always thought they'd end up together." She even used to call us mom and dad. They were reminiscing like it was some sweet romance story, completely ignoring the fact that their son was married to me. My husband sat there awkwardly, not shutting it down, not correcting them, not even acknowledging how disrespectful it felt. That was the moment I realized he wasn't just reconnecting with her, his entire family was emotionally invested in their connection. It felt like I had walked into someone else's love story halfway through, and I was the unwanted replacement. After his parents left, I confronted him and asked why he did nothing to stop their comments. He shrugged and said, "You're overthinking it, they're just being nostalgic." But nostalgia doesn't explain why he had been texting her every night or why his parents seemed thrilled at the idea of them reconnecting. And then things got worse. His mom started sending him old photos of him and the ex, prom pictures, vacation photos, candid shots. She would send them with captions like, "Remember when you were so happy?" Or "You two were such a perfect match." He would laugh, show me nothing, and then delete the messages. I only found out because his phone lit up once while he was in the shower and the preview image was him and his ex kissing at homecoming. It felt like a punch to the gut. I asked him why his mom was sending those pictures, and he acted annoyed that I even saw them. He said, "It's just memories, stop being insecure." As if having a mother-in-law who is actively cheering for her son's emotional affair is something I should be totally fine with. Meanwhile, the messages between him and the ex became more frequent. He started smiling at his phone the same way he used to smile at me when we first dated. He softened when he talked to her. He grew irritated when I asked simple questions. He began coming home later, saying he lost track of time. I asked if he was seeing her in person, and he snapped, accusing me of being paranoid. But the guilt was written all over his face. The breaking point came when he left his laptop open while he went to help his dad with something outside. He never leaves his devices unlocked. I wasn't planning on snooping, truly, but one notification popped up from her. "I'm so glad your parents still love me. It means a lot after everything." I clicked the message thread. What I found made me physically shake. Dozens of long, emotional messages. Him telling her he missed talking to her. Her saying she wondered what would have happened if they didn't break up. Him saying she was his first real love and talking to her feels like coming home. And worst of all, a message from his mom saying, "I always knew you'd find your way back to each other." I had never felt so erased in my entire life. When he came back inside, I confronted him with everything. He panicked, then minimized, then tried spinning it as emotional confusion and old feelings resurfacing. He insisted it wasn't cheating because nothing physical happened. I told him emotional affairs destroy marriages just as easily as physical ones. He told me I was being dramatic. I told him I was done being sidelined in my own marriage. I left that night and stayed with my sister. His family blew up my phone with messages telling me I was ruining a beautiful reconnection and insecure for no reason. That was when I realized, the betrayal wasn't just him, it was all of them. They never fully accepted me. They were waiting for the day the ex came back around. Now he's begging for therapy, but the truth is, I don't know if I want to save a marriage where I was never the first choice, just the placeholder until the past came knocking.